Francisco. To the visiting fireman, tourist that is, San Francisco is a parlay of Fisherman's Wharf to Chinatown to cable car. But the natives are more inclined to sound off about the little gray home in the west, San Quentin. Or the Barbary Coast. Looks tame now, but it used to be the spot where vigilantes hung the people they didn't like. Then there's the Big Rock, Alcatraz Island. On a clear day, it stands out like the Statue of Liberty. Or the Embarcadero, which stretches from south of Goat Island clear up to the China docks. And crammed somewhere in the middle, about the same spot you find a belt buckle on a fat man, you'll find Pier 23. From there, it's an easy push to my place. It's a boat shop on the outside, but on the inside, it's a way to make a living. It sounds easy, but down on the waterfront, nothing's easy but the tide. So I rent boats and do anything else good men pay bad men to do. It's not all bad. Once in a while, something happens that makes you feel good. But most of the time, you gotta get your laughs in a hurry. This is Professor Schicka, the only honest guy I know. He bunks with me. An ex-college prof. He knows all the answers until he starts chasing a jigger of beer with a glass of whiskey.
Well, off for my daily jaunt.
And your daily bourbon bath.
A reprehensible insinuation, Dennis. You have a worthy heart, but your soul is shrouded in the morbid mantle of suspicion.
That's why I can always find you at the TV bar.
A haunt of pleasant social intercourse, human companionship, and the bartender is a genial host.
Well, watch your step. There may not be any fog tonight, but you'll never notice the difference.
Thank you, my boy. Only my deep affection for you, Dennis, prevents me from taking umbrage at your unworthy implication. So I bid you good day and beg you to stay out of trouble.
Good day, Mr. O'Brien.
I'll take your word for it.
This is your home as well as your place of business?
Saves car fare.
Seems a bit small.
I'm small time. What's on your mind?
My name is Donovan. I want to hire you.
Sit down. You cold?
I beg your pardon.
That overcoat around your neck. You're either cold or you're a priest.
I'm a priest.
Sorry, Father. What do you need?
A few hours of your time. I want you to help a man who's going to escape from prison.
You'll never be a bishop, Father.
In a curious way, Mr. O'Brien, this is an errand of mercy. It doesn't matter how I know this, but sometime tonight, a man is going to break out of Alcatraz. If he's allowed to get into town, he may kill somebody.
You want me to stop him?
That's right. And if he doesn't kill anybody, he can still be shot down by the police.
That's percentage, Father. If he comes off that rock, he knows that. Stop worrying about him.
If you can bring him to me, I know I can talk him into going back.
Tell headquarters I can do the same thing.
If I did that, I'd break a promise. This is the only thing I can do. Will you help me?
Yeah, I suppose so. How do I find this guy? Dead water in the bay till he comes by?
He's due in at Pier 23 sometime tonight. When he comes ashore, bring him to me. I'll be waiting in the ferry building.
Suppose he doesn't want to come. How do I get in there?
I don't ask you how to say the beads. If you're any good, you'll get him there.
Yeah, but you don't want him in sections.
I want him all in one piece, Mr. O'Brien. I wouldn't ask you to do this, but it's very important. I've got to help him. He's one of my boys.
What's his name?
Joe Harmon.
Harmon, huh?
I don't know what time he's due, but I'll be waiting in the ferry building from 8 o'clock on.
All right. I've just got one worry.
And what's that?
Is there really a priest named Father Donovan?
You'll have to take a chance on that.
It's a big chance. You come in here with a story anybody could see through like a screen door, and you expect me to buy it. You know, anyone could turn their color around. Suppose you're a fake.
Just try to guess right.
And if I don't?
Then you're on the spot. Good day, Mr. O'Brien.
Goodbye, Father. Hello. Oh, hello, baby. Oh, I'm sorry. I got a date. No, I'm sorry, baby. I got a date to take a fish out of the bay and teach him to walk straight. Oh, I said fish, not dish. Well, if I get through with him in time, I'll give you a buzz. But don't wait up for me. The pier was as deserted as a warm bottle of beer. And being in that fog was like shaving in a bathroom full of steam.
Sorry.
You ought to be glad. How's the rock?
Huh? Are you lonely, mister?
What do you care?
If you are, buy a drink and talk to the bartender. I'm busy.
Okay, Harmon, so you're tough. Let's get going.
Oh, you got dates for us?
You're gonna see Father Donovan. Come on.
Are you doubling for Gabriel? Leave me alone, mister. I don't want to go.
If we draw straws, Harmon, you're gonna get the short one.
Oh, is that supposed to be a gun in your pocket?
You get a chance to find out.
That's what I'm gonna do. If it hurts your stomach, back up.
It hurts.
Now, where's yours? This is a bad night for bluffing, so goodbye.
Goodbye.
Stop it! Stop it, Noir!
Now, you want to start over again?
No. I'll see you, man, Donovan, but I gotta make a stop first.
Make it later.
It'll take 5 minutes. Look, mister, if you want to do this the easy way, let me make this stop.
All right. 5 minutes. Then we'll see Father Donovan.
Suit yourself. I doubt if I'll ever make heaven.
Joe gave the cabbie an address on Geary Street, and we were on our way. The fog was gone, but that only made the scenery worse where we went. All the way, Joe didn't say a word. Just sat looking at me and waiting, like a guy feeding arsenic to a rich ant. Right here.
Hello, Ann.
Well, the harvest hands come all at once.
Yeah.
Good for the crops, but tough on a woman. Come on in. Who's your friend?
A missionary, I think. He grabbed me down at the docks.
Does he talk or just stand there looking healthy?
He growls a little.
Do you really growl? I'll bet you bite.
Hurry up, lady. Your friend's got a date.
Don't worry about him. He can go in the corner and play fifth wheel.
He's got 5 minutes. Start using them.
Yes?
Yeah.
I came with a message, Ann. The time's been changed. Stay around till 10 o'clock.
Okay.
That all?
Yeah, that's all. You want the other 4 minutes?
Let's go.
All right.
Well, I don't want him there. He isn't pretty like that. Besides, he might be in the way.
Give me a hand.
Just about then, I stopped hearing and feeling anything and took a rain check on Father Time. When I came to, I was in the closet, but it was too cozy in there, so I fought my way out. Joe had been stabbed through the heart. He was all twisted up as if he couldn't make up his mind in which direction to die. His mouth just hung open as if he expected you to drop in a suggestion on your way out. But all I could do was wish him luck. I called the check stand in the ferry building and had them page Father Donovan. Hello, Father. This is Danny O'Brien. Call in the outfield, Father. Your boy's dead.
I see. What happened?
I don't know. I wasn't around for the main event.
And where are you, on the pier?
No, I'm in some cave on Geary Street. He wanted to stop by here first. Who's Ann?
Well, Harmon has 2 sisters. One of them is named Anne.
Tall, blonde, with lots of speed?
That's your definition, but it'll probably do.
She was around for a while, in case you want to check.
What are you going to do?
I'm going to sneak out the back way and pretend I never heard of Joe Harmon.
I'm sorry, Mr. O'Brien. I'm sorry it worked out this way.
I'm sorry, too, Father. If you like the guy, I'll say he was a nice little guy.
What was that?
I say, I could do without him, but if you liked him, I'll say he was a good little guy.
How little?
Well, I don't know. Maybe 5'5", 6 maybe, not any more than that. Why?
Because you've got the wrong man, Mr. O'Brien.
What?
If he's under 6 foot, you've got the wrong man. I don't know who you've got up there, but it isn't Joe Harmon.
Well, he's happy now, Father.
Whoever he is, I'm sorry for him.
Yeah. Okay, Father. Goodbye.
Who?
Hello, Inspector.
You expecting me, O'Brien?
No.
Invite me in.
Crash the party, Brugger. You'll be more in character.
He sure looks tired. Who is he?
I don't know. He's supposed to be a guy named Joe Harmon, but he isn't. Here's his billfold. I got you'll break a finger.
No money.
It's too bad. You gonna drop the case?
Mike Greeley. Didn't he like you either?
You're wearing out the rug, Brugger. I tell you, I don't know this guy.
You brought him up here. I checked at the desk.
Well, then check again and find out who left. I brought him up here on a phony lead.
Why?
I was hired to toy him around town. He liked the room, so I brought him by.
And he cut himself whittling.
I wouldn't know. There was a girl here.
Kind of a girl.
How many kinds are there? Her name was Ann. She had a fast pulse. That's all I know.
You must know more than that. You're in a real hole this time, O'Brien. We got a telephone tip and find you in the murder room.
You got half the story, Brugger.
Yeah, and I'll get the other half.
Now, wait a minute, Brugger. Use your head. I tell you, this guy's a phony lead. I was hired to meet a guy named Joe Harmon, but he never showed up.
He didn't?
No.
I've got a dead cop to prove that he did. Just a half hour ago, your boy Joe Harmon showed up at the Nubian Club. He shot and killed a sergeant named Grubb.
I think I'll take a walk.
Go ahead, tire yourself out. You're gonna wind up sitting down anyway. Meantime, I'll have you tailed.
Your boys couldn't tail an elephant across a basketball court. There are 2 raps you can't beat. Cheating a woman with kids and killing a copper. I knew Joe Harmon could put in for hot seat reservations right away. And I knew Brugger would stay with the whole thing like a February cold. And I'd have a tough time explaining. I couldn't explain it to myself. What about the message up in that room? Why did the little guy tell Ann to stay until 10 o'clock? Why did he get off at Pier 23 instead of Joe Harmon? What was Harmon doing at the Nubian Club? Why did they spot him so fast? It pointed to just one thing, a police tip-off. But that's as far as I could go. I had to do something fast.
What'll it be, Professor?
Henry, behold this erstwhile container of heaven-sent ambrosia, which is now but a vacuous void. And nature abhors a vacuum, with which I agree.
Gee, when you talk like that, Professor, you kind of throw me. But I get the idea you want a refill?
Henry, your perspicacity will someday carry you to Empyrean heights.
I'm leaving now.
Ah, Dennis. A drink for Mr. O'Brien. Something cheap but impressive.
Cut it out, sugar. You gonna stay drunk all your life?
It's all a matter of willpower. I'm probably the only man in the world who intends to carry a hangover into eternity.
I was hoping you wouldn't be this far along tonight before I caught up with you.
Dennis, you can never catch up with me. But if you start now, you can come in a good second.
Listen, I gotta talk to you.
I suppose you're in trouble again. You're always in trouble because you can't recognize it. But what can I expect? You have the social outlook of a bull with a hot foot. There's no hope for you, Dennis.
All right.
Oh, you try hard enough, but you never get anywhere. You go stumbling through life doing a tight wire act on a rubber band. You're always in the middle.
Will you listen to me?
Oh, you sound angry. You make me wonder again if within you there does not lurk the propensity for an irascible disposition. What kind of trouble are you in?
I tried to help a guy named Joe Harmon out of prison tonight.
You had the hallucination that you were the parole board?
No. I did it for a good guy, a priest named Father Donovan.
Yes.
The guy was already out of prison. Father Donovan wanted to hurt him back before he got shot. Harmon didn't want to play.
Another drink should clear this up for me.
No. Now listen to me. I picked up the wrong guy. I took him to a hotel on Geary Street. I napped while they cut him up like a piece of celery.
Sounds like a gruesome hotel.
The guy's name was Mike Greeley. That's all I know about him.
This is no time to start building a friendship anyway. Who else was in the room?
No, some girl.
Would she kill a man?
How should I know? But I'm sure there was somebody else in that room.
Then you'd better ask Donovan's friend, Joe Harmon.
He's a hard man to reach. The police sergeant almost made it tonight. Harmon shot his way out of the Nubian Club.
That's one way to get out of a nightclub.
Now, look. Ruger's all steamed up about this. I want you to go down to the Chronicle morgue and pull all the clips on Joe Harmon. Get everything you can.
But suppose he's one of these repulsive people, a heavy drinker. I'll check all the bars.
Now, look, sugar. Fly right. Come on, get going.
Where are you going?
I'm going down to the Nubian Club. If I don't pace Brugger on this, I'm a dead pigeon.
Well, don't start any cooing before you hear from me.
Good evening. A table for one?
Yeah.
This way, please.
The Nubian Club was one of those places where they charge 80 cents for a drink they call whiskey and throw in a floor show for good measure.
Good evening.
Is it?
Oh, and you haven't even had one of our drinks yet.
Would that make any difference?
Not much. And after you've had one, you won't be able to tell.
Can you talk to customers?
That all depends.
On what?
Start talking and I'll tell you.
I was wondering about your job.
What about my job?
I was wondering who your boss is, who owns the place.
Oh, that's easy. Charlie Griffin.
I hear a fellow named Joe Harmon set a new track record getting out of here tonight.
So?
Does Charlie Griffin know Joe Harmon?
He knows the whole Harmon family.
Oh. It's like that, huh? How far does it go?
Well, I know that Charlie and Joe used to make book together until Joe got himself labeled a habitual and they sent him up to the Rock. Joe's sister Ann used to work here until she got sick and had to quit.
What about the other sister?
Norma? Oh, I wouldn't know about her. I don't think she likes it here very much.
Where's Griffin's office?
Straight ahead. First door to the left. Marked private.
Thanks. You're a pal.
Thank you. You're Santa Claus. Do you have the right door, Mr. O'Brien?
You get around, don't you?
Some. Do you mind if I lean in the doorway?
Yeah. Where's Charlie Griffin?
Why?
I want to ask him about Joe Harmon.
Ask me. I'm his sister.
I'm going to ask you about Mike Greeley. Who killed him?
I don't know. Is he dead?
He stopped breathing.
Well, it was all right when I left.
What were you doing there?
Waiting for Joe. My sister and I were to meet him there. Relax, Mr. O'Brien. Relax for me.
The last time I relaxed around you, I wound up on the floor. I was out long enough for homicide to catch up. They want me for Mike Greeley, but I'm going to give them you or Joe.
You're forgetting my sister Norma.
Should I?
For most things, yes. But she was up in that room tonight after I was.
I'll ask her.
Ask her about the money, too.
You're out ahead of me on that one.
Well, you can see me better that way. Joe had a lot of money with him tonight, but with the police dragging that out for him, he couldn't carry it on him. Now the money's gone, and so is Norma. Have any ideas?
No?
Well, you growl, you bite, and you lie. You must have had a full day. Come on, sit down, relax.
I want to see Griffin.
He won't be back tonight. I don't belong to Charlie Griffin.
I'll bet he holds the lease. You really want that money, don't you?
I can split a motive.
Can you split it 90-10? Because if you can't, you better start getting your breath back.
Hello, Ann. Thought you were coming over to curl up with a good book.
Mr. O'Brien dropped in, full of questions. This is Charlie Griffin, Denny.
I got some questions for you, too, Griffin.
Ask him down the bore of this gun.
Did you lose your knife, Griffin?
Where's the money?
I gave her the last report.
Where's that money? I know Joe gave it to somebody.
The Red Cross, maybe, huh?
Get out of this club before I hang a cover charge on the tender face.
I was getting sick of tonight. In 3 hours, I'd been kicked around more than a second-hand soccer ball. So I dropped by headquarters to talk it over with Inspector Brugger.
I told you you'd get tired.
Just tired of the way you do things, Brugger.
I'm fixing it so you'll have a nice warm chair to sit on where you can forget all about me for good.
Now you're telling me what I came to find out.
Such as?
That you haven't made any headway on the Harmon case. You're still trying to pin it on me.
I'll settle for you and Harmon.
What about Harmon?
We've got the dragnet out.
And the police expect to make an arrest at any moment. I know, I read the papers, Brugger. It adds up to nothing.
Okay, I'll level with you. Mike Greeley was a buddy of Joe Harmon's before Joe was sent up.
Now we're getting nowhere. Mind if I make a quick call at city expense?
Who?
Norma Harmon?
I suppose you didn't know her number until you looked it up.
You're psychic, Brugger.
Keep trying, O'Brien.
You know, someday I'm going to put in a claim for half your salary for doing all your work. I was running out of things to do. There was nothing left but to go home and hope for a call from the professor.
Good evening, Mr. O'Brien.
Well, hello.
I came here to kill you.
If you're Norma Harmon, the rest of your family's a little ahead of you.
What's happened to my brother?
I don't know.
Please, Mr. O'Brien. What happened to my brother?
If he killed that copper, I guess he's hiding out.
He didn't mean to do that. Joe's not that way. Someone told the police he was there.
That's the way I figured it.
That's why I'm here.
I thought you came to kill me. Put the gun away.
Please, Mr. O'Brien. If you know where he is, tell me. Make him give himself up. Make him stop hiding like a crazy little animal.
I guess he looked pretty big to that copper.
Please. Please find it.
Take it easy, kid. Yeah?
Dennis?
Yeah?
You sound ruffled.
Oh. Well, Joe Harmon's sister just dropped in to kill me.
Don't argue. It's the best offer you've had.
What did you find out?
Harmon has 2 sisters.
I know.
The Nubian Club is owned by Charlie Griffin. He owed Joe Harmon $5,000.
Yeah?
The smart boys say Joe collected it tonight.
Well, that fits in. everybody in town's after that dough.
Then they'll have to look some more. I'm out here on Bayshore Drive. Homicide just fished Joe Harmon out of the gutter.
Did he have the dough on him?
No.
He stashed it somewhere.
Maybe he left it with a woman.
How do you figure?
He had a woman's compact in his pocket. I suggest you continue the probe at the home of the sisters.
How do we know he got it there?
A woman's compact? If he didn't, Alcatraz has become too social.
Yeah, it figures. All right, thanks.
Joe. He told you, Joe.
Yeah, somebody killed him out on Bayshore Drive. And it wasn't the police.
Tried so hard to save him. To make him give himself up before anything happened to him.
You were the one who told Father Donovan.
Yes.
I got a hunch, Norma. I don't know how deep you're in this thing. But we're going to go to your apartment. I want Father Donovan there. Do you remember his phone number?
Oh, yes, it's Ordway 78423.
Hello, is Father Donovan there? Well, when do you expect him back? Well, this is Denny O'Brien. As soon as he comes in, or if you hear from him, tell him to get over to Norma Harmon's apartment as fast as he can. Well, he'll understand. All right, thanks. Come on, let's go.
Wow. Finally came to give yourself up, huh?
I'm still doing your job for you, but I need you to put the label on. Come on, Norma Harmon's waiting downstairs in the car for us.
Well, what?
I'll tell you on the way. Come on, let's go. Hurry up. Come on, Brugger. And Brugger, just once try to act like you're not flat at both ends.
It's at the top of the stairs.
Let's make sure everyone hears us.
Hello, O'Brien.
Hello, Griffin. Did you find that dough yet?
You mean my stolen dough? Yeah. Come on in.
Stick around. This is Inspector Brugger from Homicide.
We're leaving. You better step to one side, O'Brien.
Not till you settle a murder rap. Can you pay it off that fast?
Yeah. I can do it on the way out.
Point the gun at him. He's official.
I can tag both of you. So you better move aside. You too, Norma. Ann and I are leaving.
Look, Griffin, Homicide gobbles up big shots like you.
You mean nothing to me, copper.
Now, you need a refill, Griffin.
That's right, darling.
Ann, you couldn't have done it. You couldn't have taken them out.
All right, say they fell out. You better take him for murder, Inspector.
You little tramp. That leaves you all the money.
And I can spend it, darling.
Well, you'd better do it quick.
You can take him for both murders, Mike Greeley and my brother. I'll testify, and I'll ride there in a cab on your dough, Griffin.
Yeah. Well, you're going to pose, Inspector. You're going to take me.
If you're anxious, let's go.
I'm sorry about you, Norma. You got nothing out of this. That's more than I got. Goodbye, Ann. Lots of luck.
Thank you, darling.
You know what kind. I hope you rot. Let's go, Inspector.
I'm ashamed of you, Ann.
Leave me alone.
I'm ashamed of you. What you did to Joe, I'm ashamed of you.
Leave me alone, Norma. I'm sick. You know that. I didn't know how it was going to work out.
Joe tried to help you, and you got greedy. It's the only reason he escaped.
I told you I didn't know how it was going to end.
There's no good in you, Ann. You told Griffin he was coming. You let him tip off the police.
All right, what can we do about it now except cry, and that won't help.
I can hate you. That'll help Joe a little. At least I'll be here to hate you for the short time that's left.
Norma, please.
Griffin told you to spend it fast. Well, you'd better. You'd better spend it fast. Ask him at the hospital if that isn't so.
What do you mean?
You're through, Ann. The doctor told me. You haven't got 6 months to live. So spend your money and try to make it last as long as you do.
Well, ladies, it's been nice knowing you. Hello, Father.
Hello, Mr. O'Brien.
Did you miss much?
No.
Harmon luck seems to be running low tonight.
I guess it does for some people. All they get is unhappiness. They wear it in the same way you wear a sports coat. Only they never seem to get a new one. I'm sorry about tonight, Mr. O'Brien. I'm sorry it isn't a smoother world.
I'm sorry, too, Father. But if it were, you'd be out of a job. The next day, the only thing there was lots of was no business. The pier was as deserted as an income tax office on March 16th. You could still see across the bay, but it wasn't going to last long, because over toward the rock side, the water was getting gray, like somebody had dirtied it up. Usually, I can forget a job as soon as it's over, but this Father Donovan deal kept jabbing at me like a rusty nail in an old shoe. So maybe there was a reason. Maybe it was supposed to cue me for what was coming, but I didn't have any hunches. I guess for me, trying to dodge trouble is like trying to walk between raindrops.
You, O'Brien? I'm looking for a guy named O'Brien.
Sounds legal. Go ahead.
Sure you're O'Brien. Ain't I seen you in Nick's Arena front row with a blonde?
If I was with a blonde, I was in the back row. What's on your mind?
I'm Cavelli, Mushy Cavelli. I referee the wrestling matches over at Nick's.
I'll look you up if I ever want to fall.
I want you to do something for me down the ring tonight. I got your free pass.
I hope it's green. I work for dough.
It'll change color later. I want you to pick up an envelope for me. It'll have $1,000 in it.
You got hands? Why don't you pick it up yourself?
Maybe I'm bashful. I'm not paying you to ask questions, see?
You're not paying me for anything yet.
$50 in the line now, O'Brien. Or double it if you pick up the envelope first.
Where do I get the envelope?
Nick Garrison, the promoter, will give you the money after the main event. He'll meet you at Tunnel 13 by the hot dog stand.
How do I know him?
You won't. He's got a knife at faces. He'll tag you. Here's your pass. Sit where it says to the bouncer over. You gotta play it safe.
I don't know. Sounds like skilled labor to me. You better add another 50.
But you don't understand, O'Brien. It's only that I gotta be careful and play it safe.
You want me to pick up your payoff, huh?
I didn't say that.
Look, referees are $8 a 100. If you're dipping into the till for $1,000, something's wrong.
Then why do you care?
I don't. It's your nursery rhyme. I want $100.
But you don't understand about this match. It's Abe Donowski wrestling Willie Klingel. And you don't know them. Someone's liable to get hurt.
They're paying you $1,000 to look at the ceiling, huh?
It don't concern you. All you gotta do is be careful about the envelope. I got a reputation.
You're young. You'll live it down. Now, why did I buy in on this deal? I didn't like this setup, and I felt like a guy who's just been sold a tip on yesterday's races. But for $100, you can't complain. Anyway, playing mailman didn't promise to be too rough. At least my pass entitled me to a good ringside seat. The seat Cavelli reserved for me was okay, but my neighbor should have visited a self-service laundry. Donowski was as broad as a barn door, with a doormat for a chest. I wondered if his mother named him Ape before she saw him or after.
Come on, let's go. Hey,
Bring it up. I began to think maybe Cavelli was right. If this was a fix, somebody must have forgot to wise up Donowski. Because he had Klingel staggering around full of blood. And at a wrestling match, blood is as scarce as a pair of dice in a monastery.
Oh! I'm hurt.
So am I. You're crowding me.
They're working me over. You've got to help me.
Well, tell it to the commissioner.
Get my wife. Tell her the boys gave me the switch.
Hey, somebody get a doc. And a doc here. The doctor pronounced Klingel dead, which was my cue to keep my appointment at Tunnel 13. Garrison?
Here?
I'll take that envelope.
Changed my mind. Let's have a conference first.
You don't look that important.
I'll talk you into it. Get moving.
That gun supposed to help?
That's what the guarantee says. Come on. This is it. Open the door. I want to know what went on at ringside. You and Klingel look cozy. What did he tell you?
Read his diary. I just came down to pick up some dough.
Yeah? Maybe you're the wrong guy. What did he talk about?
His family life. Now, give me the dough.
Believe me, O'Brien, you'll never spend it.
Oh, you can't tell. I'm quite a spendthrift. Where is it?
He won't get away with it.
Don't worry about me. I've got the money now. I'm retiring.
Yeah? That's what Willie Klingel said.
You're late, Mr. O'Brien.
It depends on who's keeping time. Where's Cavelli?
I'll take the envelope.
Who are you? A mailbox?
Never mind who I am. Where's the dough?
Let me guess. You're a relative.
You need me now?
Not yet, Abe. You're running out of chances, O'Brien. I want that $1,000.
It's a free country, aren't it?
I will. All right, Abe.
Go on back to your cage, Tarzan. I'm leaving.
You're staying here.
Wait a minute. You're making a mistake. I'm not Klingel.
Shake it out of him, Abe.
Sure.
Wait. Oh, look, can't we arbitrate this? Look, I've changed my mind. I'll stay.
Here's the envelope with the money.
Should have heard him a little more.
That's enough. Let's go.
Just a little more.
I said that's enough. Leave him alone. Are you satisfied now?
Yeah. He don't bounce no more.
The last thing I remember was the brunette's legs going out the door. When I opened my eyes, I heard someone breathing hard, and I knew it wasn't me.
You look very handsome, O'Brien.
After what I just saw, you don't look so bad yourself, Inspector. What's on your mind?
The manager says you haven't been tipping the maids.
They love their work. What do you want?
Who's the body?
What body?
In that bedroom.
I don't know. I always sleep on the floor.
He just checked out. Who was he?
Marcia Cavelli. He's a referee down at Nick's.
He's all twisted up. What about that?
How should I know? Maybe somebody thought he was a towel and threw him in.
Tell me more.
Well, we really weren't that close.
How'd the beef go?
How do they always go, Inspector? Cavelli hired me to pick up a bribe from Nick Garrison. When I came up here to deliver it, a girl took it away from me.
Oh, what did she do, O'Brien? Twist your arm?
No, but she had a trained ape who did, a wrestler named Donowski.
Same one who talked Willie Klingel into heart failure?
Yeah.
You move around in a high-class crowd, O'Brien. Tell me about the girl. You got a good memory for those things.
I didn't know her that long. She was high octane, must have been the wrestler's Valentine.
Sounds like a phony story.
You'll dress it up.
I've got a good start. May take a while to build up the case, O'Brien, but right now it looks like you're it.
I'll have to give you A for effort. You never quit trying. Well, if you're through with me, I'll run along.
Don't go far.
You know, just because you're not really a bad guy, I'm going to give you a tip. Check on Danowski. He's a very sweet guy. Tell him I sent you. I think he kind of likes me. I knew I had to find the answers to a lot of questions fast. Like who really pinned Klingel under? And who put Machiavelli out of business? I thought about Danowski. He was strong enough to tangle with a wind machine blindfolded. But I knew someone had to lead him there first. And it could have been the brunette or Garrison.
Henry, the aura of youth hovers over your brow like a halo, much to my regret.
Yeah, Professor? Why?
Your years are much too tender to be dispensing intoxicants in the marts of trade.
You mean I ain't old enough?
Precisely.
I was old enough to fight in the Battle of the Bulge.
But with the consent of your elders.
With the consent of Draft Board 241, and they practically insisted upon it.
Oh. Just the boy I've been waiting to see, Dennis. Welcome to the Vale of Forgetfulness.
I should forget so soon. I just bought a murder rap.
Are they cheap?
It's a rising market. Wipe the bourbon off your chin and I'll tell you about it. A referee named Machiavelli hired me to collect the payoff for keeping a wrestling match on the level.
That must have been very difficult to do.
It got worse as it went along. Because one of the wrestlers, a guy named Willie Klingel, died of a heart attack in my lap.
That must have been a very touching scene.
All we needed was violins. Anyway, when I took the money by Cavelli's place later, the girl took it away from me.
A girl?
Yep.
What was her name?
All I know is she had a nice figure.
Oh, that figures.
Then I got slugged.
Oh, that must have been very embarrassing.
Yeah, especially so, because when I woke up, Mushy was dead, and Brugger was standing there full of bright ideas.
Were they vulgar?
Well, depends on your point of view. Anyhow, he asked me a lot of questions, and I didn't have all the answers.
You should have never neglected your education, Dennis. But if I can be of any material assistance to you, feel free to call upon me.
All right, you can wake up and get going. First, check the bookie joints and get anything you can on Abe Danowski. Then drop by the Chronicle and follow up on a promoter named Nick Garrison.
May I inquire where your destination is to be?
I'm going to take a Valentine to Willie Klingel's widow.
Oh, be polite, Dennis. Wear something dark. You could wear your heart.
Come on, get going, Shika. And if you find out anything, call me at Klingel's. If Brugger has his way, I'm going to fry for this like a shoestring potato.
Why, Doohoopy uses lots of lard, you know. It'll save you from blistering, my boy. Oh. Hi.
Hello, Nipsey. Did you hear about Willie making the last fall look for real?
Sure, too bad.
I had an idea he might have really died of too much insurance money.
Willie, he doesn't have a dime's worth of coverage. I sent his policies out all over town and nobody would have them.
What's the matter? Been hitting the cork harder than they had the mat lately?
Bum pump. Why, his ticker leaked worse than any used car radiator. Wait a minute, I want to show you something. Here's the last report. Came in about a week ago.
Well, they shouldn't have been wrestling anything stronger than his conscience.
Now, how do you suppose they let him in the ring the other night?
I don't know. Maybe somebody wanted him to drop dead and he tried to oblige. Thanks, Nifty.
Anytime, anytime.
Yeah? What do you want?
An examination.
It'll have to hold until winter, mister. I'm leaving town.
Willie Klingel sent me.
Listen, mister, I'm around heavies all day long. When they come your size, you don't scare me.
Somebody must have.
What do you mean?
Somebody must have scared you into sending Klingel right to his grave.
Willie Klingel died from heart failure.
We all do. Only he was hurried.
Nobody hurried him but his heart.
You're wrong. He was pushed.
You're crying wolf, mister.
I'm hollering murder. Willie Klingel had a bum ticker, and you know it.
What do? Read tea leaves on the side?
No, insurance reports.
Well, what does that prove? Wrestlers and fighters are always bad risks.
As bad as Klingel?
Unless you're a copper, you don't need an answer.
You're wrong again. I need one bad. Homicide wants me for the murder of Musher Cavelli.
Take it up with homicide.
All right, I will, and I'll take you with me.
Now, wait a minute. I'm an old man.
All right, you're getting older every minute. Come on, let's have the story.
Well, I thought the fight was fixed like most of them are. I didn't know that Donosky would get mad.
Cavelli knew it. Who told him?
I don't know.
Come on, you started fast. Let's have the rest of it. Don't slow down.
All right. Take it up with Klingel's wife, Flo. She knows a lot, I think.
You all right, Tompkins?
I can't see. Where are you, mister? I can't see a thing.
The old guy laid down slowly like a man afraid to get his clothes mussed. Then the pink began to drain out of his face, and it reminded you of a salmon that missed the last jump. I wondered what to do with him. He didn't have any suggestions either, so I figured I'd go out and get lost.
Hello, O'Brien. You look lonesome.
My friend went home early.
You ought to try that yourself sometime. It works out better. Tell me how it happened.
You must be nearsighted. Whoever did it just went down the corridor.
I don't believe you.
You want to know something? I don't care whether you believe me or not.
Oh, you got no respect for the law, O'Brien. Who's the dead guy?
Tompkins? State athletic inspector, like it says on the door.
Well, he didn't die of athlete's foot. Where's your gun?
I did it with my loaded index finger. You want to take it?
You'll lose more than that before I'm through with you. Your stock is sinking fast, O'Brien. Hello, give me homicide. Kelly, this is Brugger. Send the wagon and a couple of the boys over to Nick's arena. Yeah, I'll be waiting. You know, I just saw Donowski. He doesn't have a girlfriend. He says he never saw you.
You know how those wrestlers are. He was pulling your leg.
And I'm pulling yours. Right down to headquarters. I'm booking you.
For what, vagrancy?
Yeah, for loitering around dead bodies.
Well, he knew how to write. So long, Brugger. I'm on my way.
What makes you think you're on your way?
This letter to the State Athletic Commission. Tompkins knew Klingel had a bad heart and wanted his license revoked.
You never mailed it, so what does it prove?
It doesn't prove anything, but it could show that Tompkins was in on the deal. Maybe when Klingel got knocked off, Tompkins got chicken-hearted and had to be put out of the way. I suppose whoever did that doubled Cavelli off the bag, too.
Who figured all this?
Well, I don't have all the answers. Klingel's widow, maybe? Maybe Nick Garrison? Maybe somebody with a complex.
Okay, O'Brien. Like you say, there are a lot of angles. I'll check them, but don't try to take a powder. You're still on borrowed time. And don't sleep too sound.
Well, I won't. I got a date with the widow. I was wondering if Klingel's widow was celebrating or mourning.
You'll catch cold in the hall, Mr. O'Brien.
You're very considerate.
Come in.
Is it safe? Where's the orangutan?
Give me some credit.
You take it anyway. Say, you're supposed to be a widow. I don't see any tears.
Is it the custom?
In some countries.
I'm unconventional.
I can believe that. Is that why you had Abe give Willie the bum's rush?
He was a bum. That's what he rated. Abe didn't like the way Willie treated me.
Do you feel the same way about Tompkins?
Am I supposed to know the answer to that?
You probably do. Tompkins gave me your husband's medical report. Somebody talked him out of mailing it.
You're bluffing, O'Brien. Let me see it.
It'll cost you, baby.
I'll give you $500 for it.
Let's start with the thousands you took out of that envelope.
Crivelli didn't need it any longer. I did.
Look, lady, homicide's pressing me hard. I'm gonna give him you or Garrison.
You forget Ape.
He's too dumb.
Just dumb enough.
No, I don't think so. Anyway, there's a lot of things I want to know first.
Maybe I know a few things. You've had a hard day, Denny. Slow down.
Start whispering some answers.
Don't rush me.
You really want that report, don't you? It'll cost you $1,000.
I knew you weren't the cheap kind, Denny. I hate progress.
Yeah, I think it's for me. Hello?
Dennis, you sound weak.
No, I got strong friends. What'd you find out?
Willie Klingel was an embryonic specialist with diversified sidelines.
Yeah?
It's a secret, but he owned 51% of Nick's arena. And his junior partner, Nick Garrison, is deeply in debt.
What else?
Willie's half now goes to his wife.
Yeah, that figures. How about Donowski?
He is in an amorous frenzy about Flo, but his ambitions have little hope of realization.
Well, what do you mean?
Flo is evading him, so she might dally with Garrison. They took out a marriage license yesterday. Dennis, kiss the bride for me.
Yeah. I'll do that. Thanks, Prof. I'll see you in the classroom later. You know, it's strictly a technicality, but a little old man just told me that you're going to be married.
That's right, O'Brien. And I'll give you 50 to 1. You're not going to be the groom.
I wouldn't deprive you of that pleasure. If you live long enough to enjoy it.
Keep your trap shut. Put your coat on. We're going to take your boyfriend on a tour.
They hustled me out the back way and pushed me into a black sedan. A few minutes later, we pulled up near one of the piers.
Get out. Over to the right, the water's deeper.
The gun's gonna make a loud noise.
What do you care? You're not going to hear it.
Is that what you told Tompkins and Cavelli?
When you see him, ask him.
I almost lost you when you left the apartment, Flo. Why did you come here?
I told you I'd see you later. Why did you follow me here?
I got lonely and came over to see you. Then I followed you over here.
You heard her. She said she'd see you later.
Yeah, much later.
Shut up, O'Brien, or I'll finish you here.
I'm not choosy, but maybe Ape is.
What did you say?
Maybe he doesn't know Flo's double-crossing him.
Let him talk.
Out of my way. There are enough bullets for 2.
What did you say about Flo?
She was running out on you with Nick.
No, you're lying. You're trying to fool me.
He's making it up, Ape. He's a fast talker.
Look at her purse. She's got a marriage license.
He's lying, Flo. Tell me he's lying.
Don't listen to him, Ape. He's lying.
You prove it. Let me look in your purse.
No, leave me alone.
You are going to marry. He did lie.
Stay away from me. You're crazy.
You fooled me. You're no good.
Listen to me, Ape. You and I we'll start all over again.
You fooled me once. You made me kill Willie.
They can't touch you. We're both free. Listen to me.
You're no good. You made me kill a man. You're no good.
Take your hands off me.
You're no good, no good.
Don't, you're hurting me.
Cut it out, Ape. You're killing her.
Oh, you're hurting.
Look out, Ape. Hey!
Flo was a little shy about talking when she first came to, but Brugger has a very persuasive way with him. She talked. She and Garrison had a yen for each other. And, like you said, Garrison needed money. So they decided to ease the husband out for his share of Nick's arena.
Evidently, Flo knew Willie's heart wouldn't stand a beating.
That's right. So she worked Danowski up into a club for knocking him off legally.
Who paid Cavelli and Tompkins to cover the act?
Garrison. You know, the night Klingel bounced into my lap, he already knew he was being double-crossed. A little later, Tompkins got scared and tried to breeze. So Garrison doubled back and made it a twin killing.
The whole scheme might have succeeded if they'd allowed for the mental process of Danowski.
Uh-huh. I guess they didn't know he'd nurse a Valentine that far. Funny, that's the only question Brugger asked. If Ape loved Flo so much, how come him to get mad so quick and try to kill her? I don't know. I guess there are times when even an ape's got principles.
Where do you suppose those principles got their start? Irrespective of your acceptance or denial of the Darwinian theory, it is an accepted anthropological fact that the primordial concept of justice and injustice originated not with man, but with our simian relatives, who were or were not our ancestors. The anthropoid ape first appeared in the tertiary period of the Cenozoic.